Hey guys, this is Brett Ford. I'm here today starting a new journey, starting You Set the Stage, and this is the first talk. I'll do another video that kind of explains the whole You Set the Stage thing, what it's all about, but without further ado, here it is. Here's the first bit of advice I can give to you. Now this talk is probably the most fitting for this for the start of this. It's a secret, and it's actually behind, well, I turned the wrong way, but this board right here. And before I show you, I just wanted to thank you guys for being here and being on this journey with me. So without further ado, let's do this. So it says, start now. And I think that's kind of the best piece of advice. Like, are you kidding me? Really? There's a dog barking? Unreal. It's like dogs bark or something. The best piece of advice I can give to any budding entrepreneur, I know, I guess I kind of shouldn't point it up to the fluorescent light or anything, but the best kind of advice I can give to people is just to start. I mean, there's so much time that's wasted. There's so much just kind of non-action going on. And I'm going to just set this down for a second. But, you know, in this life, you need to be a doer. You need to start doing things. You need to start creating and start being a part of the process, or else you're always gonna be last. You're always gonna be behind. You're always gonna look back and say, "Oh man, I didn't finish this. I didn't start this. Oh man, I really wanted to do this, but you know, it didn't happen." I think sometimes too, like a lot of people in our mindset get to a point where it's like, man, you're trying to be perfect as possible. You're trying to do the right thing, and you're trying to make it all. There's something that it really isn't to start, at least. And I mean, perfectionism is great to an extent, but at some point you just have to take the plunge, and you just have to go for it. I mean, there's no right time. There's always going to be excuses. There's always going to be something coming up and next. And I mean, you can plan even to a certain extent, but at some point, like, you just got to move forward. You just got to do it. And I mean, I give the example of, like, let's say you want to start a shirt company. Okay, so you do your research, or a clothing company, sorry. You do your research, you look at, okay, what kind of things can I do, and you try and plan this whole big thing around, okay, I'm going to do this, 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 and this, I'm going to spend money on this, 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 and this. Like a year later, you haven't even started, you've just been planning the whole thing the whole time, and now you found out you have a product that nobody even wants. For that type of thing, maybe just start with a shirt, with a cool saying or something, and just try and sell it to your local friends, or even set up a website and have one or two products and just start selling. See what the reaction is. Kind of, then you're not too far deep, and you can start kind of changing as you need to go. But I think, again, everybody's trying to be perfect. Like, it kind of leads into the whole thing about this being my journey. These talks are part of Brett Ford's persona and journey to becoming my ultimate self. And you guys are going to follow along. Like, I'm going to get better at speaking. I've already gotten better at just doing notes for these things, like talking off the top of my head. Like, I have a note page right behind you. The first one I ever did was like, okay, I've got it all written out and blocked out, but that doesn't work. I have maybe I'll just show, well, I can't really show you, but actually I can show you. There's a block on this, and it says there's a couple points, a couple key words. I barely looked at this thing this whole time, and it's just you just kind of go with it, and you just kind of let what comes to you go. And I really appreciate you guys being along for this journey with me. I mean, over time, like right now, I don't have the best editing. It's not going to be the best edited thing. But if the content helps you, then that's all that matters, because over time it's going to get better. Over time there's going to be video editing and nicer, fancy things, and maybe I'll even have an office that's not in a basement someday. Maybe it becomes bigger than this, but you just got to start. And I'm sure in a year when I have 50, 100, 200 videos up, you're going to look back and you're going to say, holy cow, like this guy, Brett Ford, accomplished a lot over this time. But that's because I'm starting. I'm just going with it. I'm just starting somewhere. And that's why I think, again, the best piece of advice for the first talk I can give you is start now. Go for it. I mean, what are you waiting for? You want to do something? Do it. Life doesn't stop for anyone. You got to be the one that's accountable for you. So that's on you, and you got to own that. I hope you enjoyed the first talk in the series, and I hope there's many more to come. I hope you guys follow along. Thanks a lot, guys. Cheers.